Hello, Women of the Channel Leadership Network. I'm Jackie Rives, your community leader, and welcome to another Woman of the Week. Today, you are definitely going to know who I'm introducing, and I'm very excited for our Woman of the Week this week, Allison Cohen, Director of Events for the Channel Company. Welcome, Allison. I'm so glad that you're here.
Hi, Jackie. Hi, everyone.
So let's do a couple of icebreakers just so people can get to know you a little bit better. Where do you live and where do you grow up, if that's different?
So grew up and I currently live in Long Island, New York. So I'm about an hour outside of New York City.
Awesome. What are, or are, depending on what you want to share, a little known fact about you?
So couple things that maybe people don't know about me, but one, I'm a yoga instructor. It has played an integral part in my life into where I am today. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I am a proud aunt of 6 beautiful little humans.
Yes, they are beautiful little humans for sure. So precious.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got 17 years in the channel. So how do you differentiate yourself?
Yeah, so I'm coming on January of this year will be 17 years with the channel company and all the iterations up into where it is today. So when I think of like what makes me different than others, I'm fearless. What you see is what you get. I'm authentic, I'm real, I'm transparent. A bit bold, but I'm also, I know how to read a room.
And those are the things that I know I love about you, because you're never shy about telling me, go sit down on the front porch. Let's have our meeting out there.
Absolutely.
For a break.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, how about telling us a little bit about your career path and how you reached the position you're in today?
Yeah, for sure. So I look at it like I definitely paved my own way. I'm a people person right from the get-go, as a young little one, and I have been an entrepreneur at heart from a very early age. So I started businesses pretty much when I was in elementary school, whether I was creating a dog walking service or I created these cornucopias for the holiday season, and I created a whole business around that when I was in middle school. So I always had that entrepreneurial spirit at heart. And then after coming out of college, I worked for my dad's company. He had a retail company where I was heading up the marketing and public relations side of the business, and he always really gave sound advice. Him and I were very similar, and I always took his guidance to heart. And he always said that he knew there was more for me out in this world, and I needed to go explore and figure that out. So I literally was driving around in my car and I stopped off at a staffing agency, and that agency that I went to was where I landed my first role at the channel company. And at the time it was CMP. It was CMP Channel as a sales assistant. Yeah. So I kind of worked my way. So that, fast forward, that's almost 17 years later. So through those 17 years, I worked in a sales role. I worked in a marketing role, operations role. So all sides of the event side of the business. And eventually that led into overseeing as the director of the events and where I am today.
I am not surprised at all. You're what I like to look at as very brave. Like you want something and you're like, okay, we're going to try this and I'm going to go do this and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I love that about you. All right. So who or what do you look for in inspiration or mentorship?
So inspiration and mentorship come in many different forms. So I'm inspired every day by many individuals that are in my life on a daily basis or not. Anyone from my 10-year-old nephew, my godson, to my coworkers that I interact with every day that are right there alongside with me. My mom, My sister is a mother of 5 kids and has 3 jobs. So she is what I consider superwoman. And my dad, he has passed on, but I admire and I've admired him greatly. And then when I look at mentorship, again, that comes from many people and in all different ways, from those that are younger than me, again, from my nieces and nephews, all the way up into individuals that I've, admired and looked at along the way. So I think it's when I need advice on specific subject matter, I go to my tribe of people and get what I need to help me figure it out, to move forward in that way.
I love that your tribe of people varies from your personal to your professional life, to your parents, to your sister, who I have to agree is superwoman once I found out she was kids. Yes, I think that's amazing because you've got this great balance. All right, so let's switch to something like that I get advice from you in, and that is, how do you protect or create that work-life balance?
So for me, and work-life balance is different for everyone. So what works for me is not going to work for the next person. But for me, it's being self-aware and a lot of self-reflecting to create that balance, because that will change from one day to the next, one month to the next. So it's constantly checking in with myself and making sure, like, if I'm in a positive mindset, that will reflect other aspects of my life. Being aware of negativity and keeping that at bay. It can't be completely eliminated from from our lives, but keeping that at bay. Health is a major priority for me, and especially being a type 1 diabetic, where it's, that's a all day, every day maintenance disease. So if my health is at its max and I am 100%, in good standing and I'm thriving there, then I'm going to thrive in all other aspects of my life. So those are the key things for me.
Yeah, and I actually couldn't agree more. I just noticed, just since working at the channel company, just taking that time in the morning to do my workout, it changes my mood for the rest of the day. Like, it just sets me on the steady. And another thing I like to point out, and I sort of did already, but like, one thing that you do when you're not only self-aware, but you're also aware of your team, you hold meetings over the phone sometimes, and you're like, you'll send out a quick email and say, hey guys, there's no cameras, go take a walk.
Absolutely.
Get away from your desk.
Meeting, it's our weekly meeting, and I ask everybody to step away from their laptops. Me, I like to go for a walk. I like to get some fresh air, but that could be sitting on your porch, or just sitting on your couch and having a cup of tea. So just leaving the current situation, clearing your mind. I feel like that's important to do, even going into from one meeting to the next. So you could be in a very tactical meeting, going to a strategic meeting, and doing that mind shift. It could be a bit taxing. So it's taking those 2 minutes to walk away, take a fresh, some fresh air, play a little game. I said this to you, it's kind of funny, but it's true. I love to play Boggle. So if I just have to play a quick game of that to shift my focus, I come back refreshed. So it's, again, whatever works for you, that works for me.
Yeah, I love that advice.
Yeah.
Okay, how about some best practices you use to manage your time?
So I'm a big fan of time blocking. I think it helps with scheduling in general. So whether you're blocking out the time, to do work, you have time we block out to take phone calls. We have time we block out to eat or get a few minutes to just walk away. So I'm a huge component of time blocking, and also delegating. So we want to do everything. And I think, it could be the perfectionist in a lot of people, or just you do it the way you do it, and that's the way to do it. And that's not necessarily the case. There are tons of people, and that's why we have teams that are capable of doing things and doing it great, doing a phenomenal job. So delegating, because we have to put the trust in our teams.
Awesome. I couldn't agree with you more. Okay. I have a feeling I know how this question's going to end, but I'm going to ask it anyway because I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
What is one decision you wish you did not make?
So I feel like every decision we make leads, at least for me, it's led me to where I am. So I won't ever look back on a decision I made with regret or a second guess, because then I wouldn't be in the place I am right now. So I have no regrets or a decision I would change.
And I love that about you. And it kind of just ties you up in a bow when it comes to your authenticity, honestly. And I'm glad for all the decisions you've made, because here we are today. I'm very grateful to have you on our team. And then, or I'm grateful for joining this team, but I'm really grateful that you and I get to do Women of the Channel together. You running the events and just setting them up like massively successfully, and then me getting to leverage the community for continuing that conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I feel lucky to do what we do, and especially for this community, and just opening up the doors and the space for people to be able to to share and to be open with each other about what's going on in their life, and having the ability to drop the walls down and just be who we are. And I think that's important. We're people, we're human.
Yep. I love it. All right. Well, Allison, thank you so much for your time today. This wow was a long time coming, but again, I'm so grateful that I got to do the interview with you. And I learned a few new things about you, which is great.
Well, I'm so happy to have done it. Thank you so much, Jackie.
All right, ladies, to this beautiful community, thank you again. Happy Wednesday, and we will see you next time.